Hi everybody, it is that time of the month again. It is time for our online newsletter. Thank you to everyone who came tonight for conferences. It was so great to see so many families and get to touch base with you on your child's progress. I know I shared a lot of this already with you, and so I'm going to go kind of quick today, but I just wanted to share some of the things coming up. So, our next reading unit that I'm super excited about, because this is my own personal favorite genre, is mysteries. So on Monday, we have some mysteries that we are going to do in our classroom. We're going to learn a little bit about fingerprinting. And we have our very own school mystery where we're going to play kind of like a clue game, and the kids are going to need to figure out who did something in our school. Our texts for our mystery unit are going to be A to Z Mysteries, The Absent Author, and Whodunit, Detective Agency. We're going to look at some short mysteries. The kids are all going to be asked to read a mystery, and if they can read more than that, if they're liking it, that's wonderful too. In November, we are going to start an author of the month, and our first guy, yep, that's Fonzie, Henry Winkler. Henry Winkler writes a phenomenal series of books called Hank Zipser. They are based on his own childhood. And it's about a boy who wants to do so well, but sometimes struggles with things in school. And the stories are very hilarious and very relevant. He also came out with a new one called Here's Hank, which is more for slightly younger kids, but it still works for third grade. And that's when he was a second grader. The other books are when Hank is a fourth grader, and they're phenomenal. I can't wait to share them with the kids. So those are some new things for reading. For writing, we're going to do opinion writing. I can't wait to see what opinions the kids are able to come up with and how they're able to support their opinions. We are going to have to come up with an entire grade level opinion, and they're going to need to try to convince someone in this school to try to give them something. We'll see if that happens or not. Most of you peeked in on our fun little friends. I think a lot of change is going to happen over this long weekend. I can't wait to see what they look like on Monday. And then here's our little plant holder that my dad built. And here's our Wisconsin Fast Plants. These plants were designed to be plants that go through the whole life cycle in a short amount of time so that we can kind of explore the whole life cycle. And so we will be able to see how those change. We're talking about life cycles. We're talking about inherited traits and physical traits, and we'll get to more next week with our science unit. The last thing that I spoke to many of you about was multiplication and how that's starting. I wanted to share just one simple activity that you can do with your kids that we'll be doing next week. If I roll a dice, I rolled a 5, so I can make 5 circles. Hopefully your circles look better than mine. So I'm going to make my 5 circles here. And then I'm going to roll the dice again. And this time I got a 1. So I'm going to put 1 star in each one. Let me flip my camera around so you can see this a little bit better. And what I'm looking to see is that how many groups I have. 5 groups, and I have 1 in each group, so I have 5 total stars. Then you can do it again. So if I roll the dice again, I have 4. So I'm going to draw 4 circles, and then I roll a 5. So I'm going to put 5 stars in each one. And the whole idea of this is just to get the kids thinking about making equal groups, because that's what multiplication is all about, and that's what we're going to be building our foundation on, is making equal groups. So with my 4 circles and my 5 in each circle right up there, I can then start to see, 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm making 4 groups of 5, and that's 20. And starting to look at that. That also then lends itself to looking at division. If I have 20 and I put them in 4 groups, how many are in each group? Or I have 20 and I want 5 in a group. How many groups am I going to have? So we're going to be looking at those relationships all together and how multiplication and division go together, learning some new vocabulary with products and factors and those types of things. And that's what we're going to be working on next week as we start multiplication. So those are the highlights for this month. Can't wait to get into our mystery unit, our opinion writing unit, multiplication and division, and keep trucking with our science. Hopefully you enjoyed our bouquets of flowers that came home from Schrader's Flowers. That was a lot of fun that we had as a special treat this week. And the next stretch looks like it's going to be a good stretch before Thanksgiving, where we can be really productive in our classroom. We know our routines. We're going to be good reading partners, good writing partners, and learn some new things. Thanks again for coming in tonight. It was nice to see so many of you, and enjoy your long weekend.